Hey everybody, this is Claudia Wells, the original Jennifer Parker in Back to the Future, and you're listening to Tommy, Throwback, Kovac on Splat from the Past. That's good advice, Tommy.
Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s named horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming back my good friend Heidi Holicker. You all know her as Stacy in the 1983 cult classic Valley Girl. I'm having her on the show today to talk about the remake that is coming out this Friday. It is a musical version of Valley Girl, an 80s new wave musical. Don't know too much about it. I'm going to talk to her about it and see what else she's up to during this time of quarantine. Every day it's getting more and more insane, but all we can do is get through it and try to love one another. And that's all we can do, basically. I hope everyone out there is staying safe and listening to this podcast. And I will do my best to continue entertaining you all. So, here is my new interview with Heidi Holicker.
Good morning.
Good morning, Heidi. Welcome back to the show. How are you?
Thanks, I'm good. What are we going to talk about this morning?
Well, of course, we are going to talk about the new Valley Girl that's coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So tell me, the new remake, it's a musical, right?
Yes, it's a musical.
It's all original songs, or are
No, it's all 80 songs. It's let's see, the Go-Go's, and I'm trying to remember because I saw it a week ago. Oh my goodness! They did use "Melt with You," which was from ours, which was fabulous. Of course,
right?
That song. They used.
Johnny, Are You Queer?
Nope, they didn't use Josie Cotton songs. They used Go-Go's, and a lot of it's in the trailer. If you look at the trailer, I don't remember every song, but I know they used the Go-Go's, and they did use Modern English, "Melt with You,"
right?
And they used the Plimsolls, "A Million Miles Away." Right.
You got to use that one. Yeah.
So they used a couple of the songs from the original, and then they used other all classic 80s songs. I don't know if there was any original music written for the film. I didn't notice that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just had Bonnie Hayes on the show 2 weeks ago, who sings "Girls Like Me."
Yeah. I think that song was in our, I think that we played that during our first Valley party, I'm pretty sure. I remember kissing one of the boys to that song.
Yeah. That's a great song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know if there's any talk yet about this version becoming a Broadway musical?
I haven't heard that. That would be really interesting, but I haven't heard that at all. But it releases this Friday, so, let it come out first.
Yeah.
And let's see, E.G. Daily, Deborah Foreman, and I are doing press tomorrow for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The three of us have cameos in the remake.
Oh, all three of you. Okay, I was going to ask, because we all know how inaccurate IMDb can be. I was curious if anyone besides you had a cameo in the movie.
Oh, it's the three of us. We all have credit.
Awesome.
We have separate cameos, though. We're not together in the same scene.
Yeah. I read that Nick Cage turned down a cameo.
Yeah, I didn't read that, but yeah, he's not in it. So.
Yeah. I didn't think he would be, though, although he did acknowledge the cult success of the movie when the original DVD came out, which I thought was very good.
Oh, he acknowledges it. It's beautiful. He did a piece, I think, last year at Sundance. Kevin Smith interviewed him, and it's on YouTube. And he tells a really lovely story about how the film affected him and how he felt about everything that came of it. So it's Kevin Smith's one of his two favorite films.
Mm-hmm. Also, Quentin Tarantino loves the movie too.
I know, and that's why he has us at his theater every year to do a Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, someday I'll make it out to one of those too.
Yeah, we would have been doing it probably this month. We did it in May last year, but no going outside.
Yeah. How are you holding up in this pandemic?
I'm holding up really well. Everyone I know is healthy, so that's the most important thing. And we're working and busy, very, very busy, and doing extremely well and having complete empathy for everything that's going on. And it's definitely a change, and it's horrific. So we just need to do what we're supposed to do to get through this. How about you?
I'm maintaining my sanity by doing a lot of podcasting. Unfortunately,
oh, good.
Everyone that I'm having on the show is just in good spirits and trying to get through it. And a lot of them are thanking me for distracting them for a little while.
That's nice. That's nice, yeah. Definitely entertainment is helpful.
Absolutely, yeah. And, I just passed 800 episodes yesterday.
Oh, congratulations. That's great. Wow.
Thank you, yeah.
Over how many years is that?
It will be 3 years next week.
Wow, that's a very short time.
Yeah. Well, when you live up here in the countryside, there's nothing to do, and so you just you pull out your hair just pounding the pavement, trying to get people on your show.
Yeah. Well, you did it. You're doing it. So.
Yep. I'm gonna keep going. I didn't think I was gonna do more after 10. But I'm glad I've kept going.
Good. Excellent.
So does Martha Coolidge have any involvement in this movie?
No, this is Rachel Goldenberg's film. Martha isn't involved in this.
She didn't come on as a consultant or anything?
Nope, they didn't have any of us actually do that. That would have been a lot of fun, but nope, it's a different vision. It's a different film. It, as I told the publicist, it really dances on its own 2 feet because it's very different than our film, than the original, and it has its own life. And the lead characters, Jessica Roth and Josh Whitehouse, are beautiful together. They have a lovely chemistry. They couldn't be more adorable, and so they carry it. And Alicia Silverstone does a really lovely job of sort of being a thread throughout, sort of in essence, a narrator to a degree. So I don't want to give anything away, but she does a lovely job. As does the girl who plays her daughter. She plays Alicia plays grown-up Julie. I helped Julie, and her daughter, whoever the actress playing her daughter, is really lovely. Does a great job.
Yeah, Alicia Silverstone went to my high school about 5 or 6 years before I did.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
What high school was that?
San Mateo High School.
Oh, okay. She's darling. I don't know her personally, but she's just super darling.
Yeah. I was reading an article just recently about how she got a lot of fat shaming when she did Batman and Robin, and that kind of made her want to take a long break from the film world. And I'm glad she's coming back. Yeah,
I read that as well. I read that a long time ago as well. I know it just came out again, but new articles. Yeah, she's a lovely career. She's very charming.
Mm-hmm. The girl who plays Stacy in this one, Jessica Ennis, did you meet her?
I did meet her when I went to set for wardrobe fitting. I met her very briefly. She was in makeup. She was busy in makeup, and we said hi and gave a hug, and she wasn't in the scene that I was in, so but I did get to say hello.
I'm sure she's great, but you're the best, Stacey.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I watched the movie again the other night, and you can really do comedy, Heidi.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to keep that comedy going in my life every day. So, thanks, I appreciate that.
Of course, yeah. And I guess Logan Paul has come out of his controversy okay.
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I think he does a really good Tommy character. He definitely has that Tommy vibe going in the new film. That jock, Michael Bowen Tommy.
Yep.
So,
alpha male.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very much.
Yeah, I love his quote, be different, be unique, be a maverick. And that's what I am, And
that's his quote on his YouTube channel, the whole Maverick thing?
On his IMDb.
Or something?
On his IMDb, yeah, that's his quote.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's a very inspiring quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to reach out to Tony Plana, who plays the Latino lowrider that Nick Cage almost fights in the movie.
I tried to get him to come to our Q&A screening last May, and he's based, I believe, in New York, and he works all the time. So he's a really, when I realized early last May, that when I was reaching out to all of our cast members, I got 17 of us to come to the Q&A. There were so many of us that there wasn't room on the stage for everyone. And it was wonderful. I had Josie Cotton and David Sahoa from the Plum Souls and the music composers from the film and the producer and the director and, a lot of our cast and then some more cast that had not come out before. Mm-hmm. I just stayed on the phone for 3 weeks and called everybody, and I did contact Tony Plana, and he was, I think, doing something on Broadway, but he's had quite a lovely career.
Oh, yeah.
And when I didn't realize at first that he was that guy who played that character in the alley scene, in the alleyway, until I started looking at the cast list, and he's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realize
that was a great moment too.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until much later also, and I've seen him in so many great roles, that
he's amazing.
That I didn't even realize that was him, Back in January, I met Joyce Heiser. Mm-hmm. She was doing a 35th...
Doing a lot of charity work right now, and she wasn't available to come last year, but I believe she's very, very active in some, I don't know what her charity is, but she's super active in it. I wish I knew the name of it. I could plug it. But.
It was like the Robinson Foundation or something like that.
That's right. That sounds about right, yeah.
She's been on here 3 times, and we've talked about it and stuff. But, she was doing a 35th anniversary screening of Just One of the Guys in San Francisco, and I went with my mother, and we had a great time, and she was very lovely. And I remember she came on the show that week to promote the event and stuff. I told her some joke that she didn't like, and she's like, "You better tell me a better one when you see me." And I did. And she was hysterically laughing.
Very talented.
Yeah, she's very talented. Yeah. Does Andrew Lane have anything to do with this movie?
No. The producers and director are not involved with the remake, but it is based on. They get credit. Wayne Crawford and Andrew Lane get credit as the original story by, because they wrote the script. They wrote Valley Girl, the movie, and so they're basing the musical on the original script, even though they make it their own. They do a lot of different things in it to set it apart from the original film.
Yeah, because you have to get permission first before doing it.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Intellectual property, absolutely.
Intellectual property, yes.
Right.
And I take it you've read Rick Baker's book.
Oh, I have it. Yes, I have it. Well, the two volume, 50-pound books. I haven't read them all. I mean, I lived them for 9 years, but I have them. So they're gorgeous. There are two of them. They're stunningly beautiful. He did an amazing job. But I haven't read through it all.
Yeah, I was going to go to Musterpalooza this weekend and get an autographed copy, but until all this crap happened, it got canceled. But I listened to...
Yes, I know. I was going as well, so...
Oh.
I was going as well with my dear colleague Eddie Yang, who's doing some extraordinary work right now. I've helped to a degree. Eddie Yang and Chad Waters and Sally Ray, names you don't know, but and oh my goodness, why am I blanking on some of the names? Just some amazing effects artists in so many different areas of special effects, and they have gotten together. That started about now. I think we're looking at roughly 6 weeks ago. They stopped the work that they were doing, and Eddie Yang was the lead on it, and he actually stayed at his shop because he has a family, and to make sure that they were safe and didn't get any, that he didn't bring anything home with him to infect them with virus. And he slept at his shop for about maybe 10 days to 2 weeks, and he, with his 3D printer and his design talent, he made face shields, and then got all of our friends in the effects community to put them together. And this is all associated with a church, a local church, and the hospitals, and was able to get thousands of them into the hands of the nurses and the healthcare workers, and it's still going. And we were able to get a piece in Daily Variety, and he was on KTLA News, our local news with Sam Rubin, and it's just a beautiful, generous donation of spirit and talent and money, and so that's been really something special during this time to be able to get back.
Yeah, I read a dozen I listened to a dozen interviews that Rick did to promote the book, and I hadn't realized just how much he struggled early on in his career, and just how so many people told him he wasn't going to make it.
Yeah, that just inspires people to go on, to work harder and go faster and stick with it. If you're an artist, you're an artist, and you're going to create no matter what. Doesn't matter what anyone says.
I have a theory that when people tell you that you're not going to make it, they deeply know that you are going to make it. They're just jealous.
Well, people can feel, whatever jealousy they have a need to feel, but it's the old saying, "What you think of me is none of my business."
Yeah.
Just stick to your guns and do what you believe in, and just stick with it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, that's what
there are ups and downs in everything. There are ups and downs in every aspect of life. So
everything.
If you are somebody who writes or directs or paints or draws or whatever your specific talent is, you're going to do it, no matter whether anyone sees it or not.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's what I've done. Most of my life, especially in the last 5 years, I've done, and I'm just so grateful and lucky.
Yeah, well, we are. We all are. We're very lucky. We're fortunate. Definitely perseverance with anything creates luck. It absolutely, you have to have done. Be ready and do all the hard work, and then the luck will find you, and you'll be in the right place at the right time. And sometimes things aren't right. Sometimes you might work up at something for a couple of years, and then you realize that, it's sort of gone as far as it can go, and then you channel your energy into something else that has a better opportunity to take it where you want it to go.
Yeah, or I've talked to a lot of people who were on a certain trajectory and they fell into something else, and they love what they do.
Absolutely, that happens all the time. You think you're going to do this one thing, and that's why being open to, oh, that's a new idea. Stick with what you're doing. Don't flit about. Doing like, oh, I think I'll do that for 2 days, and now I'm bored. Stick with it and take everything as far as it can go, and just things will take on a life of their own.
Of course. I wanted to ask you, oh my God, when I was from the time I was a kid up until my 20s, when the video stores were around, I used to see this video on the shelf. It was a short film, and I found out on IMDb that you were in it. It was called Eat or Be Eaten.
Oh, I love it. Yes, I'm actually friends with Phil Proctor, so that was such a incredibly fun project. That was Firesign Theater. Firesign Theater was huge in the college circuit in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
And they cast me, it was probably around 85, 86. I got to play Betty Jo Fertilizer, a cheerleader living in a very small town who was chosen, living in a town called Kutsu. And there was a vine, the Kutsu vine, that once a year they would sacrifice a virgin to the kudzu vine to keep the crops growing. There's a commercial out right now that where they have, it's very silly. It's very 16th century or so, when there's a man who walks up and he's to be sacrificed into a volcano, and he says, you've probably seen it. He says, well, what if we did like maybe some sort of using tubes to get the water from here to there? And they say, well, all these people walked all the way up here to see you jump. Like, oh, well, right. He jumps into the volcano. He's the sacrifice. Well, it was kind of like that. It was very proud. The character was very proud to be a sacrifice for her town. But things turned, and you really have to see it. You can see it on YouTube, parts 1 and 2. It's called Eat or Be Eaten.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it's about an hour show, 2.5 hours. And, I did it with Firesign Theater. And they're such amazing guys. It's so fun.
Yeah. A name like Betty Jo Fertilizer, that sounds like something right out of a John Waters movie.
It was very, very in that vein. It's very silly. It's very silly. And I got to play a cheerleader, which was super cool since I never got to be one in high school. And then as you watch it, things change. And then, anyway, watch it. I don't want to give it away. But
okay, I'll watch it.
It was really fun. I had the best time.
Okay, I'll watch it. Okay, so I have the Secret Silly game that I like to play with guests. And how this works is I ask you the question, you answer it, and then you ask me the exact same question, and I answer it. And these are slumber party questions.
Go for it.
Okay. Heidi, are you ticklish?
Yes. Are you ticklish?
Yes, I am baby ticklish.
Okay. Is there more?
Oh, yeah.
That's the entire game.
There's a few more.
Okay.
What is your favorite part of the body?
The brain.
That's a good one.
What is your favorite part of the body?
The belly button.
Okay. Very different answers.
Yeah. What color are your toenails painted?
Before or after the lockdown?
If they're not painted now, you can tell me what they were before.
Bright. They were a beautiful iridescent pink, and now they are not painted at all. Back to you.
Last time I painted them, they were purple with sparkles.
Okay. Alrighty.
What would you say is your best personality trait?
Wow. My kindness.
I agree.
What would you say is the best personality trait for you?
My sense of empathy and the fact I have no filter.
Oh, okay. I'm good with the filter.
Yeah. And then my favorite question, is there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
Let me think. Oh, yeah, Comet. Comet. When I'm cleaning and using Comet or Ajax, yeah, that makes me gag.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, that's it. Because it's a powder, and you put it in the sink and you start to scrub, and then it, wear a mask because otherwise it just goes everywhere. Yeah. There you go. There's my stinky smell. Hey, what kind of stinky smell bothers you?
Either farts or feet.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I've talked to people.
I have very different answers to these questions, don't I?
Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had, the same answers with anybody I've played this with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always been different and stuff. But,
well, that's good. We're all different.
Yes. So where's the Valley Girl going to be released?
Oh, it's being released streaming everywhere. Our original film, roughly 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more now, there was a wonderful article, I think in Deadline, I'm not sure, but that our original movie released on streaming for the first time ever, so that was super cool. And there's a lot of fun talk about that. And then the remake, the musical, will be released streaming, sure, absolutely everywhere. It would be, don't quote me, but probably Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and everywhere. It's just, because the theaters are closed.
Yeah.
It would have had a lovely premiere, but it's streaming. It will be streaming everywhere. And like I said, we're E.G. Daily and Deborah Foreman and I do press starting tomorrow. A lot of Zoom interviews.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then I was interviewed for the New York Times. I was interviewed for the New York Times, which will come out this week. Also, I just don't know which day. But that's cool. That's super cool. And as I was looking up old articles in the New York Times, I noticed that, wow, there were a lot of articles when our original film came out in the New York, and a lot of different articles about Valley Girls and reviewing our film back then. So I didn't even realize that until the other day.
Yeah, I have Netflix.
We're having a lot of fun with this. This is a very, it's a lovely little silver lining within this very challenging time for our world. And, it's nice. It's lovely. It's frosting on the cake, basically.
Yeah, I can tell you guys are having a great time with it. I do have Netflix and Amazon, so I'll check them for the movie and stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So sad we're not going to see each other at Musterpalooza this year.
Yeah, I was going to be there all 3 days, so
same here.
Maybe they'll push it toward the end of the year.
Hopefully, yeah. And the one thing that breaks my heart the most is there was going to be the Hollywood show that weekend too, and that's never been the same weekend as Musterpalooza. So I was going to go to both, and they were going to have the cast of Grease there. Oh God, I'm a big Grease fan, and I'm sad that they had to push that back.
Well, everything, things will come back slowly as they, they will, and we'll all do the Hollywood show again, and we'll have dinners with our friends, and we'll get to hug, and it will be okay as long as everybody just breathes and stays calm and just stays empathetic and keeps going.
It will be. It will be fine.
Yeah.
You are such
strange time.
Mm-hmm. You are such a gem of a lady, Heidi. Thank you so much for coming on again today.
You.
Yes.
It is always my pleasure. You know that.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you just take really good care of yourself.
I sure will. I sure will.
Okay.
And
Right.
you have yourself a great day, and happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow.
Oh, right. Yes. 5's my favorite number, so there you go. That's tomorrow. Not today. Today's 4. But 5 is awesome. Love 5. And yes, happy Cinco de Mayo. There will be no, you will be a much quieter Cinco de Mayo around every town. But everyone just stay safe and stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. Have a great day, Heidi.
You too. You too. I'll talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, there you have it. Heidi Holicker. Oh, she is beyond a sweetheart. She is a gem, a national treasure. Go see Valley Girl, the remake, the musical. It's going to be awesome. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Till next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes. Like, totally.